Oh, hi there. I'm Mona Mendoza, your interviewer. What's your name?
You should answer the officer's question by stating your name. For example, my name is Annalisa Yarvi. Or, I'm Alexander J. Wright, Jr. Or, I am Irina Tashenko.
Well, it certainly is a pleasure to meet you. Did it get cooler outside?
You could say something like, yes, it's much cooler since it rained. Or, yes, it's better now. Or, no, it's still pretty hot.
And how did you get here today?
You could say something like, I took the bus. Or, my friend drove me. Or, I walked from the train station.
I know many people feel nervous about their interview. Are you feeling nervous today?
You could say something like, honestly, yes. Or, I guess so, maybe a little. Or, yes, I do feel nervous.
I know the interview might seem a little scary, but don't worry. We're just going to go over some information. Are you ready?
You could say something like, yes, I am. Or, yes, I'm ready. Or, thank you, yes.
I'm going to ask you a lot of questions today, and you need to tell the truth. Do you know what I mean by that?
You could say something like, yes, telling the truth means not lying. Or, yes, I understand. I must be honest. Or, yes, I need to be truthful. I cannot tell any lies.
Okay, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You should say something like, I do. Or, yes, I do. Or, yes, I promise.
Great, you can sit down. First, what's your date of birth? Month, day, and year, please.
You should reply with your exact birth date. You could say something like, I was born on February 15th, 1972. Or, January 10th, 1984. Or, 5/22/83.
Please tell me on what date you were admitted for permanent residency.
You could say something like, that would be October 4th, 1996. Or, I was admitted for permanent residency on June 19th, 2000. Or, July 24th, 2004.
What country are you from?
You could say something like, I'm from Sweden. Or, I was born in Latvia. Or, I was born in Russia, but I grew up in Israel.
Have you ever had a marriage annulled?
You could say something like, "No, I have never been married." Or, "No, I've never had a marriage annulled." Or, "Yes, my marriage in Holland was annulled after just 3 months. I married my current wife a year later."
What is your race?
You could say something like, "I am black." Or, "I'm white." Or, "I am Asian."
At what address or addresses have you lived in the past 5 years?
You could say something like, "For 11 years, I've been living at 370 Butler Street, Atlanta, Georgia, 30312. Or, "Up until 2 years ago, I lived here in Newark, in apartment 312 at 7824 Elizabeth Street. Then I bought my house at 92 Plymouth Avenue out in Maplewood." Or, "I live in a condo, 1375 Marlborough Drive, Unit 82, Greensboro, North Carolina, 27406. I've been there since 2002.
Where do you currently work?
You could say something like, "I am a Level 2 software engineer for ITC." Or, "I'm currently unemployed. 2 months ago, I lost my job as a teacher's aide when they had to cut some staff." Or, "I work as a cashier at Wyndham Pharmacy."
How many trips of 24 hours or more have you taken outside of the United States in the past 5 years?
You could say something like, "I took 3 trips during the past 5 years, 2 trips last year and 1 trip 3 years ago." Or, "I only took 1 trip. My family went on vacation last winter to Europe." Or, "I haven't been outside of the U.S. during the past 5 years."
Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States?
You could say something like, "No, I haven't." Or, "No, I've never voted. I'm not a citizen yet." Or, "No."
Have you ever been convicted of any crime or offense?
You could say something like, "No, I've never been convicted of a crime." Or, "No, never." Or, "No, I was arrested once back home during a peace demonstration, but I wasn't convicted of a crime or offense."
Have you ever lied to any government official to gain entry into the United States?
You could say something like, "No, I've never lied to anyone in the government." Or, "No, I haven't." Or, "No, of course not."
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
You could say something like, "Yes, I am." Or, "Yes." Or, "Yes, I'm ready to become a citizen."
Okay, now we're going to begin the civics questions, and I'll bet you studied really hard. So here's my first question. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves?
A correct answer to this question would be Africans, or people from Africa.
Name one branch or part of the government.
A correct answer to this question would be any one of the following: Congress, legislative, president, executive, the courts, or judicial.
Name one of the two longest rivers in the United States.
A correct answer to this question would be the Missouri River or the Mississippi River.
Who vetoes bills?
The correct answer to this question is the President.
What ocean is on the east coast of the United States?
The correct answer to this question is the Atlantic Ocean.
What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens?
A correct answer to this question would be to serve on a jury or to vote in a federal election.
Name one state that borders Mexico.
To answer this question, you could name any one of the following states: California, Arizona, New Mexico, or Texas.
Why do some states have more representatives than others?
A correct answer to this question would be because of the state's population, because they have more people, or because some states have more people.
What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803?
A correct answer to this question would be the Louisiana Territory or Louisiana.
What are the two parts of the U.S. Congress?
The correct answer to this question is the Senate and House of Representatives.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you to do some reading. Please read the following aloud.
This sentence says, when is President's Day?
Okay, here's another one I'd like you to try.
This sentence says, what state in the U.S. has the most people?
And here's another one. Please read this one aloud for me.
This sentence says, what colors are in the American flag?
Okay, now we're going to start the writing test. Please write the following. The United States has 100 senators. The United States has 100 senators.
This sentence should look like this.
Okay, now I'd like you to write this sentence. The president lives in the White House. The President lives in the White House.
This sentence should look like this.
Please write this sentence for me. Washington is the father of our country. Washington is the father of our country.
This sentence should look like this.
You obviously worked very hard at memorizing civics facts and learning English. You're going to be a great American citizen. Thanks for coming in today for your interview. Goodbye and good luck.